Before we get started, there are two ways to watch this video. The first is to simply let it play, and then you'll get the benefit of our extremely insightful commentary and banter between the bosses. The other way, if you don't care about that, or you're only interested in one boss in particular, for example, is to use this title screen and the links provided to simply skip to that part of the video. Whichever method you choose, I hope this is vaguely useful, or informative, or any of those other words. Either way, enjoy.
Isn't he brilliant?
That's the first thing anybody's gonna hear in this dungeon, you realize, because I just hit record. Right, so
Welcome.
this is Polaris, first dungeon in the game. We're way over geared for it, so we're gonna curb stomp it. I'm joined today by two Cabal members. The first is regularly beaten up in school because he chooses to dress like a girl, and that's James. Say hi to the people.
What's up?
And the second is a man who once engaged in a bare-knuckle brawl with a lion and lived. And I just froze. And that's Dave.
That would be me. What's up?
So, we're already to the first boss, and this, very simplistic. It's a matter of don't stand in the water, because the water's bad. Everybody played this game when they were a kid, let's be honest. The floor is lava, right? And you get to use all the furniture to get around the room. Come on over here. I don't want to stand in the juice. Okay, there we have it. And pretty much the first boss of every instance is always a tank and spank encounter. Not really that challenge, I guess it's just to warm me up. And naturally, with a properly geared group, his health would not be dropping this quick. And guys, by all means, feel free to jump in.
There's not much to say. Not gonna last long.
Yeah, tanking requires concentration. I say that, but anybody watching is going to see that I'm pretty much just spamming my R and E keys.
Face running.
And the beauty about being the tank is you get to spam the loot, run away, and everybody's like, oh my god, who looted?
Just never loot before a cutscene. Never. Bad time.
Yeah, those ones were actually not me. And that's a reference to last night where twice in a row it was looted before the cutscene.
If you loot before a cutscene, you're gonna have a bad time.
Speaking of a cutscene, here we have it. It's possibly one of the most pointless cutscenes in the game, I gotta say.
Just slightly.
Oh,
Oh look,
I already
they just
have-
carried on.
Yep.
I'm just soloing stuff. Don't worry about me. I'm just running ahead and going for it.
Under normal
Baller.
circumstances, I won't be doing a thing. Okay. Second boss is just around to the left here. And I got a level with you. I don't remember what this one does.
She's got a bit of an AoE, I think.
Ah, yeah, to be honest, I shouldn't be standing in the cloud. I mean, honestly, at this point, the tactics are not especially taxing on the mind. Whoever's using the charge is freaking me out every time. I just want to run away. And it's got to be the single most annoying sound in the world.
It is, honestly it is. Boss number 2 down.
It's tiring. Can we take a break now?
Hey, Dave, grats. That's a blood magic focus.
Yeah, QL3, I need that, bro.
So, once again, the third boss is very short after the second boss. The strange puddle here.
He actually
more
does
than meets
stuff
the
though.
eye. Yes, he does. should have gotten out of that. Honestly, I feel like I should
Me
have done
too.
a practice run for this, but it's like being this over-prepared for an encounter kind of makes you go with impunity. Now, he won't resurface until you run over to dispatch. The ads are very soft, so honestly, the tank should be able to simply run over and bring him up and stop the tanking process again. I think from memory it was actually even an acro wipe, but it never really concerned us before.
I'm just gonna stand behind people and shoot them in the ass. You heard me.
Well, that's one way to get yourself kicked out of the club. And yeah, obviously, just quickly roll out of the black stuff, get out, get a bit of a range burst in, so you're not wasting time, and continue raw smashing. Also, it helps if you remember your big AoE aggro field. This is, I guess you could call it phase 2, and it's where the boss runs away like a little bitch. There's an ad. As you can see, we're very concerned about that ad.
I only hit it for 2.5k.
Now,
terrible.
on this section, much like the very first boss, you don't really want to be in the water. So you jump on these crates and continue smashing. Naturally, provide space for the shotgun users to get close for their damage bonuses. And it does look like our healer jumped in the water.
A man after my own heart.
And that seriously just looks like it says defeat the vagina. At a glance,
That's called selective reading for you.
it's my visual Tourette's just going overdrive. So our two pickups back there, who I keep reading, one is Robert De Niro, even though that is not what his name says,
Got MacGyver.
and the other gentleman is
Always
MacGyver.
helps having a squad.
At some point he will use his assembly window to build a tank out of elastic bands and planks of wood.
Very helpful.
Yeah, we decided as there was just 3 of us today, we'd grab some people out of the zone who actually needed the dungeon, so we're giving them a good run through. And hopefully...
And also,
this
this is the most retarded boss. Because it's a tank and spank.
It is the
She
most
does nothing, pretty
attractive
much.
boss in the game.
So sexy, bro.
There's a charge, which you simply strafe out of. And as a side note, looks like Valis is in on Inferno and Darkness War, which are the next 2 videos in this series. Yeah. I feel like we're not doing a particularly good job of talking tactics.
Jump back. Fantastic.
Yeah, this
It
is the
does
6 blows up.
large AoE there and splits into 3.
Exactly as Typo just informed us. Deals AoE, then splits into 3.
I didn't rhyme on purpose, I promise you.
Yep. The ex-wife never did do that. Hence, that ruins the name of the ex-wife. I still prefer it.
Closing on the last boss now. Oh, second last, I lie. My apologies.
Second last indeed. This is where it gets interesting. And this is where the tactics finally come into play. So you get more of a
This is where we get to fight Cthulhu.
Indeed. But this is where the game itself and the quality of its PvE content begins to show. the general complexity of the dungeon bosses is, I'd say, notably above that of other MMOs. Although, we're not really going to make it look like it's hard.
Well, Dave might. He might die.
Okay,
Oh, come on.
so, two things to note.
More than you.
This boss. One, it's ugly. That's not actually simple
Look
to
at
do.
this.
Number two, ads will spawn, and weird electric cloud formation will spawn. I can probably take the electric cloud formation to the face, but for purposes of this, I might just back out.
And also add spawn from the rear.
That I mentioned, and was about to reference again. I think, given my threat should be quite a bit above the others, let's see, here should be, no. I mentioned the charges, that's important. And it's the standard AoE. There is the cloud, here are the ads. Collect them and stop them from raping your healer, because you'd be surprised just how much damage they actually do. Here's the strange ad, I don't know where he came from. Cloud gone. Get back in and pound it like you mean it.
I always mean it.
Absolutely.
And fantastic. And our healer not doing anything, so that's good. Oh, never mind, he died.
I feel like we might be making a complete hash out of this video.
Not at
Just
all.
moderately.
Thing's still gonna die, so.
And I ran straight back into the electricity. That was a smart move. After my completely baller dodging.
Mine too.
Okay, well, there's a simple
Like
answer.
a boss.
I simply wait until the lightning drops. Pop my glance. Pop that one. And watch my health go up.
He says health, what he means is something else.
Wow. A trick I'd recommend on this one is to keep people relatively close in, or at least close knit. That way you can use something such as my aggro field in order to simply grab the ads without any particular stress or effort. Just waiting for the other two to catch up to us again, while running around repeatedly and attempting to loot the money, because I really, really need that money in my life. Here's the helicopter phase of the instance.
Where by all means, the mission is over, as far as you're aware.
Yep, as far as you know, we totally didn't announce that as the second to last boss, and this is mission accomplished. As you can see, we're chilling in there, and Dave looks really strange.
I went for the whole sleep deprived look, and you look like you're crapping your pants.
Well, to be honest, the helicopter does appear strangely like it's going to explode. And that guy, as attractive as he is not the kind of thing you want peering in on you while you're involved in a crash. It's somewhat unnerving.
Oh, come on, I know you got a Roger for him.
I will neither confirm nor deny. I'll be completely honest.
This boss does it luckily.
This is where it really comes into play.
Luckily, this is a boss that requires tactics.
Indeed. So, first things first, he'll run like a bitch. I don't know why he runs like a bitch, it's like he's trying to get me in position. this is okay. Now, if you time the dodge on this just right, you can completely avoid the melee swings. I was so out of that AoE. You will see on the video, I was so out of that AoE. And it's about when the shoulder goes back and he starts the motion. It's a breath attack, which honestly you're always going to be inside the range of. I'm going to pop glance because the healer seems to be not really doing much. This is a conal.
There's an AoE.
Out to the side. And done. So this phase is really all about watching the standard prompts and avoiding damage. It's nothing new or
DPS is
complex.
DPS is pretty straightforward, just stay to the sides.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's possible to kill him before he does the phase 2, because that's the part that really needs...
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
Except we do actually want to see the phase 2.
Oh, there he goes.
Phase 2 ink.
Right. For this phase, you'll notice we're getting
Hiding behind the rocks.
Everything goes blue and foggy, and it becomes a bit more of a mystery horror kind of thriller. You always want to keep him line of sighted. If he sees you, he puts an AoE on you. It's not good.
And he hinders you as well, so you can't really get away. Going out of it with rolling, you get slowed and you're pretty much done
It
for.
is an earthing. Looks like a really angry humanoid toad. Tip here is to keep the boss selected so that you can see his circle, because honestly you'll see that through the fog more easily than you'll see him.
And DPS is a nice chance that you get your elemental or chaos or blood points out of it. Find one of the things, pull them in and get some points, so when he pops up again you can just destroy him.
Indeed. Or in my case, lower your health even more, because I guess the healer just ran in and died. I don't know what he was playing at.
Heal is nowhere.
And Hypoxic gets
That's
hit
what it looks like.
with the AoE. It's not centered on the
Luckily
player,
he evades
but
death.
it does stop you moving. So I'm going to pop some cooldowns and hopefully survive this with no heals. This turns back into tank and spank, more or less.
This last stage you just fight through.
Yeah.
And that's GG.
Mission complete.
And all the cool kids survive with 30 health left. Oh yeah.
A monumental achievement. And here's the second helicopter phase. Do we want to risk another helicopter? I mean, I kind of had a bad experience the last time I was in one. And that's that. Thanks for watching us blunder our way through an instance that we said we were gonna face roll.